I grew up in Swansea in the 1970s, playing football in the street, at school, wherever I could really. Like many others, I dreamt of becoming a footballer and playing for the Swans, and for Wales. As a child, these players were my heroes. But I had a particular affinity with George Berry. Though we had very different backgrounds, we each had parents from different continents, and we each had brown skin. And I'd already learnt the hard way that this could be significant.
Vinci mixed it, baby.
You got the hit though. You got the hit though.
Life goes round and round. Some of the biggest talents have grown up in the smallest towns. You're only finding diamonds when your face is in the ground. Come down, Biff. My daughter how? Dwi'n son am tygau, pam dwi'n deud bo fi'n eisio prawd. Cadw bola dwylo llawn. Nofio drwy casineb heb y boen dwi'n anghyflawn. Isio cerddi chwyddo'n fawr, gwylia fi fawr round a round.
George Berry was born in West Germany to a Welsh mother and Jamaican father. The family moved to Mountain Ash when George was 3 years old. So George, we're here in Mountain Ash. I'm guessing it's changed a fair bit since you lived here.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I grew up in a little terraced house, and there was me, my two brothers, my grandma, granddad, and mum and dad. One of my aunties lived there, she hadn't left home. Okay. So there was 8 people.
And so I'm guessing that there weren't many black or ethnic minority people living in the area at this time?
No, we were the only ones. I can't remember seeing anybody of colour outside of me and my 2 brothers and my dad.
And was that ever an issue, living here?
Never. I never felt colour mattered when I was living in Wales. I never felt troubled or that I was different, because the street was like the family. It was just a really happy childhood.
George's family moved to Blackpool, and it was there that he was spotted as a teenager and sent for trials at Wolverhampton Wanderers. He made his Wolves debut at 19, winning the League Cup 4 years later, and at 21 he was selected to play for Wales against West Germany. Let's go back to your debut for Wales, George, 1979. How did it come about, first of all?
I don't quite know, to be fair. Obviously, Mike Smith, who was the manager at the time, I played the game, I think it was against Liverpool at home. The manager came in and said, there's someone wants to speak to you in the stand. So I went to the stand and Mike Smith was there. I knew who he was, obviously, as the Welsh manager. He just came over and just said, well done today. I've only come to watch to make sure that I'm making the right choice. I want you to become part of the squad.
And was this as a surprise?
I was shocked. I said to him, Mike, I'll need time to think about it. And Mike's face was unbelievable. And he said, how long would you like to take your time to make a decision? And I said, I've already thought about it. I'll be honoured.
So what was it like then joining the Wales squad? Can you remember sort of meeting up for the first time?
Yes, I remember meeting up. It was a nerve-wracking, and it was funny because I was driving down the M50 and got to Monmouth. And it was, when you hit the M50 and then you go to the A40, it's just like going into God's country, the scenery and the hills and everything. And I was driving down, I was really, really happy. And then as soon as I got to the car park at the hotel, I was panic-stricken because obviously I'm the new kid on the block. And I went in, it was unbelievable. All the players, great, especially the senior players, they just embraced me and took me in, made sure I was comfortable, everything. It was a wonderful experience.
Seeing George Berry play for Wolves at the Vetchfield Swansea and seeing the racism he was subjected to, made a huge impression on me as a 9-year-old. It made me think about racism and safety and Welshness. I don't think I appreciated back then just how young he was at the time. For George, this kind of racism was a regular feature of his football career. And his only real support network in the game was fellow black players who were themselves going through the same thing.
I can tell you a quick story. I played against West Bromwich Albion when I was at Wolves. And I was marking Cyril Regis on the near post at their end. So it was definitely a West Brom fan. And he was hurling abuse. Bearing in mind at that time, the crowd was really close.
Yeah.
So I could see the bloke. It was abusing. Get back on your jam jar and get back to your country, you're black this. The N-word came out. Everything, the whole lot. And I was marking Cyril Regis. He was their icon. So my personality was always to kind of be slightly confrontational. We could see the guy. And I looked at him and said, "Oi, are you talking to me? Or are you talking to Cyril? Who are you talking to?" Cyril just shook his head. The lad was a little bit embarrassed, and that was it. So that sums up football and fans. If you got their shirt on, they don't see colour. Anybody else, they see colour. I was quite friendly with Cyril. We were mates off the pitch, and obviously Brendan and Laurie Cunningham. But then as time went on and more black players were coming into the game, it was always that nod. I found that I didn't want to hurt those players as much as everybody else, if you know what I mean, because it was like a little family and we were a growing family together. So the more black faces you saw on the pitch was a good thing for us as black players.
Did the Wales squad ask you about your Welsh heritage?
Absolutely. I mean, the main thing was to find out why it should be here. So I just said, yeah, my mum's Welsh, born and bred, and we lived in Mountain Ash. And then I said, we've also got family in Merthyr, and we've got family in Barry. From I mentioned those three places, the credibility I could see in the faces of the lads went up like that, only because they're tough areas.
But the national anthem, you coped with singing that?
No,
Right.
unfortunately. They said to me, "You've got 2 days to learn the national anthem."
Right.
I said, "Excuse me, I can't speak a word of Welsh. I could go and get my auntie and she can come and stand in my place and she can sing it, or my uncle, because he sang in the choirs and had a fantastic voice." But no, and I thought 2 days, not a chance. So I just lip synced. That's the only time I've been a bit of a fraud, actually.
Right.
Because
You did your best with it.
I did my best.
Yeah.
And but I should have. That's the only regret. I wanted to learn the Welsh language, and I should have done. And I didn't. We've all got our faults.
Indeed. Talking about your position or how you're remembered in Wales, I mean, you're remembered really fondly, partly because of your hairstyle at the time.
You mean this?
So, I mean, yeah. I don't know how you feel about that, whether does that feel okay? That the afro is seen so synonymous with you as a footballer?
Well, it was.
Yeah.
And the fact that there's one picture of me with my afro in the Welsh tracksuit.
That amazing Admiral tracksuit.
Yes.
Yes.
It was bright, but I like bright colours. But the beauty of that was I didn't realise the significance of that photograph over the years. And it's amazing. At the time, I was just doing a photo shoot. I understood that I was the only black player in the squad, but I like the kit as well. And when I just took the picture, the fact that it's become almost iconic for that period, I'm honoured, I'm blessed.
It's now 40 years since George's final appearance for Wales. He's become an icon, appearing on walls and t-shirts. But what about today's black players? Have we moved on from the racism of the 70s and 80s?
It's a societal problem. And football is a reflection on society.
Yeah.
So there is still racism in the game. When I was playing, it was really overt, in your face. You knew who the racists were, and they were right in front of you. Now, we've got more black players in the dressing rooms, more diversity, not just black, but Italians, African, and there's so many, it's multicultural, our football is nowadays. And there's too many people that will actually front you if you try to be racist. They will call you out.
Yeah.
Whereas when I was playing, that didn't happen.
You didn't have the numbers.
No, we didn't have the numbers. So now, although there is still racism within the game, and it's getting better, but that's because it's society as well. And it's not football's job to actually clean up society. We can influence what happens because people will be watching superstars playing football and they want to emulate them. But so if they give out good messages, those messages will hopefully help going forward. But at the moment, it's more covert than it is overt.
Yeah. And I guess, you know, okay, first post-war, but pioneers are often the story. They inspire, you know, younger people in all kinds of ways. But it can come with a particular sort of burden and also a sort of very narrow view of you as a black footballer as opposed to a footballer or a top flight footballer. I wonder whether that rankled slightly at the time or whether it does now when you look back on your career.
No, it doesn't rankle. It doesn't. I was just lucky and I was blessed to be the vanguard. If you're the vanguard, someone's got to be the vanguard. If I'm the vanguard, I'm happy. That's what I was put on this earth for. Because if I inspire somebody, you know, that's
not many people get the chance to do that in life.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So based on that, I'm so privileged and blessed, I can't tell you. If I've helped somebody pick up the boots to play as a black kid, I'm happy.
Yeah. I wonder, is it just coincidence that since George Berry made his international debut, there have been more black players playing in central defence than any other position? It's great to hear how George Berry was welcomed into the Wales squad and to see how his image has become something of a symbol for a diverse, inclusive Wales. But I won't forget the stories he told me about racial abuse from fans, opposing players, even teammates at club level. He entered professional football in 1976, just as the Commission for Racial Equality was established, but well before there were organisations working to address racism in football. On the pitch, George loved a battle, but he also had to battle off the pitch, often without much support, to be given his due respect. In the next episode, I'll be meeting someone else who felt a special affinity with George, former captain and coach of Wales women's national team, Wendy Riley.